Good morning. As she said, I'm Ashley Pruitt, and I'm the Community Outreach Manager for Woodman Life here in South Alabama. And today I'm representing our local chapter, Chapter 25. We have all of our officers here, as well as our local representative, Laura Dickey. Thank you for attending our In Honorance and Remembrance ceremony. Since 2002, Woodman Life chapters across the country have been dedicating flagpoles and presenting flags to various civic organizations and communities. More than 5,000 flagpoles have been dedicated in special ceremonies held by Woodman Life chapters. Patriotism is at the very core of Woodman Life. It is the fabric that makes us who we are. For more than 25 years, Woodman Life has strived to promote family, community, and country. Since 1947, our chapters have presented more than 2.5 million American flags to community-based organizations across the nation, second to the national government. We believe that the best way to promote the ideal that made our country great is to make our flag a constant, visible reminder of the sacrifices of those before us. We acknowledge their commitment and honor their courage. We also want to dedicate this flagpole and flag not only to those that have sacrificed their lives, but also to the armed forces serving in combat today, along with the men and women of this community who risk their lives daily to keep us safe. Our police officers, our firefighters, and our emergency rescue personnel, as well as all other first responders. They deserve our thanks and our admiration. In 2001, we experienced horrors that we never thought could occur in this land of opportunity and freedom. Thousands of our citizens and those of other countries lost their lives in the terrorist attack in New York, Washington, D.C., and Pennsylvania. Hundreds of heroes materialized during and after those attacks, and it is to them and to those fighting to strengthen our freedom that we dedicate this ceremony. Abraham Lincoln once said, "Any nation that does not honor its heroes will not long endure." On this anniversary of the attack 17 years ago, we each remember where we were and what we were doing the morning of September 11th, 2001. We will probably always remember. The events of that day changed our lives forever, making us realize that freedom is a very precious thing and not to be taken lightly. Our ultimate goal as Woodman Life members is to inspire love and pride in our country by presenting flagpoles and flags with honor and respect and promoting patriotism. We honor the history and heritage of this great nation, which our flag represents. It is fitting that we dedicate this flagpole today. Our nation's flag atop the pole serves as a symbol of the enduring spirit of all Americans. The words of former President Ronald Reagan, spoken on another occasion, seem to be just as appropriate today. He said, "We will always remember, we will always be proud, we will always be prepared so that we may always be free." And now it is with great pride and pleasure that I dedicate this flagpole to the men and women who sacrifice for us daily. I also now present this flag to the Pintlala Library on behalf of Montgomery, Chapter 25. I'll grab a quick picture. We'll now take a moment of silence to remember September 11th, 2001. Thank you. We thank you for joining us and being a part of this ceremony today. May God bless you and may God bless America.
Thank you so much, Ashley.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you mind introducing the members of your board this time?
Okay, I sure will.
If you'll just point them out, we would be delighted.
We've got our president, Ken Hoffman, our vice president, Jerry Ingram, our secretary, Mildred Lindsay, our treasurer, May Godwin, and our auditor, Raymond Ingram.
Okay, I'll give them a round of applause.
And our representative, Laura Dickey.
Thank you so very much. And as I said, what a wonderful way for all of us to remember 9/11, and we will think of that every time we come to fly this flag. I would now like to introduce Ms. Katie Bell, who is the president of the Montgomery City County Public Library Board, and Miss Katie is going to make some comments. I've known Katie for years, so we're so delighted to have her here. And we welcome your comments. Thank you so very much.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
What a beautiful day that God has given us.
Amen.
We can only say thank you once again. Not only for this gift, but for you and the people of this community. We, as members of the board, will always say thank you to the Pintlala friends. Now we have to add with us the women for all of the flag. And as I thought about it this morning and listening to television, I can only say, I remember standing here and that could not be true. But it was God's will. We lived through it, and the flag and the pole, each time the members of this community passed this building, you can only say, thank you, God, for sparing us to see another day, and for bringing this community together again to say we are grateful. We'll always be grateful to the library, our friends. You have been so supportive through the years, and we look forward to many years of working together and your cooperation with all of the projects of the library. Keep growing, and as an old classroom teacher, I can't take my seat without saying thank you for feeding the children.
Yes.
Thank you for this is our tomorrow.
Yeah. Give it up for 6 graders and 7 graders.
Young people, continue to work hard and do very best. Especially the academics right now. And to remember, we're depending on you to carry on this tradition as well as all the other communities in Alabama. Again, thank you for an opportunity. We just love Pintlala. Of course, you have Reverend Burton down here, Mrs. Burton, to keep us straight. But I just feel part of this group. You're wonderful people, and we're blessed to have an opportunity to work with you. Have a great day. May God bless you all of us, and may we continue to love and support each other.
Wonderful light up, so we can fly the flag 24 hours a day. And Ms. O's, where are you? There you are. We just appreciate so much everything that you have done to help us make this a reality. Would you please introduce the people on your staff that are here?
Okay, I have with me Karen Cruz, who's our assistant director, Ruby Morris, who is our marketing development person, Julia Jenkins, who is head of the Louder Library, and of course everyone knows Sandra, who is the librarian. Marcia Taylor, who is the supervisor and librarian for all the exterior locations, Pintlala, Pike Road, those two now. Hampstead, those three. That is, I think, everyone from my staff. And we'd like to say we do appreciate as well Woodman's of America for this contribution. And we've talked about it for a long time, and it's very good, and it's a very pleasing point to now see it easier, and especially on this day. And I know Mayor Burton is there.
Thank you, Ms. I also wanted to mention Representative Kelvin Lawrence. Is he here today? He had called and expressed an interest in coming. He has been so supportive of our library. He has dropped in to talk with Sandra to tell him that he will help us in any way possible, so I did want to recognize him. And of course, Sandra, Barry, and Greg Loggins. What would we do without the two of you? You provide so many of the wonderful programs to the children at Pintlala Elementary School and services to all of us in the community that come in to read books, to ask questions. So we could not do it without Sandra and Greg. They are just vital for us. I would also like to thank our members of the PAMS board, and I would like for y'all, if you would, to raise your hands. There's some of our board members here, Margie, Alice, Gary. We just are so proud of this day and so proud of our new class. Now I'm going to ask Gary Burton to do if he would share a few remarks with us and close.
I just want to speak for a moment on behalf of the Pintlala community, and I want to thank, of course, the local chapter of Woodman Life for the gift of our flag, the flag of our beloved nation, and the pole which supports it. We're also grateful for Chris McClaney and the Friends and what they've done to bring this day to completion. We hope if you have the time that you'll look through our branch library. We're awfully proud of it. We're also indebted to Mrs. O's and her leadership team, and those who serve alongside Katie Bell on the board. We appreciate Mary Michaelmore and others. So thank you very much for your presence today. And we are especially indebted to Sandra Berry and Greg Loggins for working daily here at our library. This new unfurled flag extends its influence in a very historically significant place. Only a short distance from where we stand was the Indian Trail over which journeyed William Bartram, early America's naturalist. He traveled in the late 1700s making note of the flora and fauna in this area and making a few drawings as well. You might have heard of Sam Manek, who in 1790 left the tavern on the Indian Trail and made his way with Alexander McGillivray to New York City, the nation's capital, and the Creek Indians of this area entered into negotiation with President Washington, finishing the first treaty ever executed in the United States. So you can see on that original documents, Sam Manek, resident of Pintlala at the time, giving his signature, his X mark, with all the other Indians. And it's my understanding he was presented a peace medal on behalf of George Washington. It was Sam Manek's Tavern on the Old Federal Road which became a landmark in which we have, in the last few years, archaeologically confirmed its existence. I just want to say that in 1811, the Old Federal Road was completed. It was commissioned in 1803 by Thomas Jefferson. It was intended at first for the delivery of the mails. The Old Federal Road witnessed the travel of James Wilkinson. Aaron Burr, the fugitive third vice president, was escorted to Richmond for trial, but he spent the night in Pintlala at Manak's Tavern. Peggy and Lorenzo Dow also spent the night. So this old thoroughfare, bisecting Pintlala, became a place witnessing the outbreak of the Creek War. Andrew Jackson's troops traveled down the Old Federal Road, and of course, Alabama fever attracted a lot of early settlers. If you go to 1990, President Bush 41 visited Pintlala, spending the night on the Old Federal Road at the home of Ray Scott. And after participating in bass fishing tournaments for 4 years, he also visited the Pintlala Baptist Church and the Pintlala Elementary School. Just think, the church and the school may be the only ones in Alabama to have ever hosted a sitting president of the United States. So we love Pintlala. It's a small slice of Americana with its churches, small businesses, volunteer fire department, public school, public library, honoring the life of the mind. Freedom cannot last long without strong literacy and robust education. So today, we remember the defining event of 9/11. 17 years ago, the falling of the Twin Towers, the attack on the Pentagon, and those who perished in the crash of the plane over Pennsylvania. We remember the death of parents and children and grandparents and many first responders. So I want us to pause for a final moment of silence, and then I will conclude our prayer. O God, we pray as we often sing, long may our land be bright with freedom's holy light. Great God, our King. Amen.
Thank you all so much for attending, and don't hesitate to look at our beautiful flag and pole as you leave and get in your car. Thank you again so very much.
Thank you.
You know what makes it?
Let's do that.
I know that well.
Oh my God. We have, oh thank you. We have a lot of them that we like.
They're saying these love boats are